Gary, great to have you back on InvestorStream. You've announced further improvement yet again with respect to the Borba 1.7 well, the third such improvement. Can you give our listeners your take on this, and can you explain in simple terms why this well keeps getting better?
Yes, Alex, it's great to see the continuous improvements in the well results. Firstly, when we did the downhole recording of the pressure data, the pressures actually increased as we were producing, during the production test periods. And usually, as you produce a well, the pressures trend down rather than trending up. So that is very encouraging. It either means the well is in cleaning up around the wellbore and the gas is able to flow more freely, or we're accessing a bigger reservoir than what we might have initially thought. And so it's still sort of seeing out into the reservoir and into better conditions away from the wellbore. We'll only know, what exactly it means once we've put the well on production and got some production history. Either way, it's just good news, and we're very happy to see that.
Now, in your latest announcement, you reported another key metric, that being the absolute open flow rate, which at the top end is over 9 million cubic feet per day. What does the AOF tell you about the well?
AOF is an absolute open flow. It's a theoretical calculation that we use as a guide to what the potential of the well is. And it's a calculation of what the well could produce under ideal conditions, including no back pressure from pipeline flow restrictions. We've also done calculations on what flow we could expect at certain pressure drawdowns. And, with a 400-pound drawdown from the shut-in pressure of 1,700 pounds, we calculate we could still be flowing 5 million cubic feet of gas a day. Now, those are all very encouraging numbers, but we'll start out relatively conservative. We'll flow the well at 3 million cubic feet of gas a day, or 3,000 MCF, or units of gas, and we'll see how it's performing. We'll look at the pressure versus flow rates, and we'll decide whether we can increase that over time. And that's just what we do normally. And you start out conservatively. You don't want to pull the well too hard. We want to see whether the well is pressure supported in the reservoir itself in terms of depletion pressure support, or whether it's supported by a water leg. And these are things that we don't understand at the moment, and only will understand through time. Hence, flowing it a bit more conservative than what the theoretical calculations say.
Okay, so in terms of tying into production, how are your plans progressing, and what are the key considerations in choosing a pipeline route?
Obviously, you look at the length of pipeline, what that means for the flow capability of the well, and what's the most efficient from an energy standpoint. We also look at where the pipeline's running, can run with respect to other prospects that we have in the area, because obviously we want to connect up future discoveries to this pipeline. If we have future discoveries in the adjacent area. We've mapped out a number of additional prospects in this area, and then further up closer to Dempsey and closer to some of our other production to the west. That's what we consider. And right now we're doing the engineering work, a couple of options. We have a preferred option, but we do the engineering work to make sure that it all works and it gives us the best long-term optionality with respect to the pipeline route.
And finally, Gary, I see you planning to provide an update on Canada. What can you tell us today about the existing assets you have, and how is due diligence progressing on the third planned acquisition?
Due diligence has gone well, and we're very happy with where we're going in terms of the acquisition. And right now we're in detailed discussions with the regulators. We're across two territories or two provinces in Canada, Alberta and BC, British Columbia, and those discussions are progressing very well. Overall, our previous acquisitions are going to plan, better than plan in terms of production rates. And of course, oil and gas prices have improved as we expected when we made these acquisitions. The reason we made them, those have improved considerably since 9 to 12 months ago. And so I'm very, very happy with where we're at now and how things are progressing, and look forward to updating shareholders on what these wells production means and what the cash flow means to the company.
Fantastic, Gary. Another great update, and we look forward to seeing how that progresses over the coming weeks. Thanks very much for joining me.
Thanks, Alex. I appreciate your time.